The same year the Xbox 360 and PS3 got Resident Evil 6, the 3DS got a Resident Evil game that was more like the survival horror RE games fans want. I remember playing the 3DS version, loving it, then being psyched for this game to come to the Wii U the very next year. Is this 3DS classic just as good on a home console? Let's see with my review of Resident Evil Revelations for the Wii U. While this game starts you off on the derelict luxury cruise ship the Queen Zenobia, the story itself centers around the destruction of this futuristic city called Terra Grigia, destruction caused by a bioterrorism attack launched by a far right-wing nationalist group called Veltro. Flash forward a few years after that, and Jill Valentine along with new character Parker are sent to the Queen Zenobia to find a missing Chris Redfield. It's a story that arguably takes more time with its mystery and conspiracy development than most Resident Evil stories, so much so that the game is told in an episodic format, even having this!
Previously on Resident Evil Revelations.
Huh. So this is what a good Resident Evil show would have been like. Now, when looking at this game, it's important to remember that it was originally made for the non-HD portable 3DS, though it was considered a great achievement on the system. On the Wii U, you do see some blockiness and textures that aren't quite up to Wii U standards, but overall the HD polish helps the game to still look really good in big screen TV form. The lighting is great for a creepy atmosphere, the frame rate is a smooth 60 frames per second, and the character models look really good. And I'm not just saying that because of Jill Valentine. Sound design also makes this a solid Resident Evil experience. The voice actors give great performances with only some cheesy lines, and the music fits in with the universe while also feeling original for Revelations. The sound effects and creature sounds, though, are the best parts of the sound. These ooze monsters put a demonic spin on the game's theme of water with how they squish around as they walk, with some monsters managing to scare the crap out of you even before you actually fight them.
Mayday, Mayday. This is the Queen Zenobia. Emergency call number.
Nope! Nope.
Stop being such a pussy!
You're right. It can't be that bad. Oh, it's that bad! This RE game has quite a few new and gross monsters to fight, along with a few familiar faces like hunters. These ooze monsters manage to be scary with their water-like movements, which works with the game's setting. While the episodic format allows for segments to be set in other locations to add to the story, the main location of the Queen Zenobia is a great backdrop for this horror game. This large ship devoid of people and full of monsters creates this isolated, trapped feeling. Even more so when you walk through big, fancy areas that you know are designed to house hundreds of happy customers who probably turned into some of the monsters you're fighting. So unlike Resident Evil 6, this game is actually capable of scaring you. But unlike its 3DS original version, you can move while aiming. A nice departure from the run, turn, and shoot design of RE games up to this point. Controlling movement and aiming on the Wii U control sticks feels fluid and precise, so you can't blame the game if you have a hard time nailing headshots on the ooze. Blame the way they bob and weave around as they lumber towards you. I also do love the charge-up melee attacks all the playable heroes get. It's not just that they look cool, reaching the max charge is a great way to deal more damage to a tough foe while conserving ammo. As far as I've seen, this game is the only one in the series to use this device called the Genesis. In the story, you're meant to use it to scan the monsters, or what's left of them after you take them out. Collecting enough rewards you with more medicine, so there is incentive to do this, especially if you find yourself having narrowly survived a series of fights. You also use it to scan a space for items, which is more immediately useful. What's also useful is the Wii U gamepad, as it's used the same way as the touchscreen was in the 3DS version. With a map of the area in the middle of the screen, you can swap between guns and grenades by tapping icons on either side, and certain puzzles are solved using the touchscreen, making this version the ideal version of Revelations. The puzzles as a whole are a good challenge to solve, turning the Queen Zenobia into a Spencer mansion on the high seas. Mercenaries mode is back, but this time in the form of raid mode. It's more like the point A to point B version from RE3 instead of the more open RE4 style of racking up points within a time limit. But that doesn't make it any less fun than RE4's version. It's just as thrilling of an action-focused mode as you'd hope. Part of that being that successfully completing a run awards you with points you can use to upgrade your weapons or buy stronger weapons to help with later levels. That plus the action itself and different characters you can play as gives a boost to this mode's replay value. Revelations is pretty easy to get a hold of these days, with used copies of the Wii U version available for as low as $12, and the whole game is on the Revelations collection on the Switch. Whichever way you get it, it's a great game for any RE fan. Well, that's my review of Resident Evil Revelations for the Wii U. To help me produce more videos like this, please support my Patreon page. Special thanks to my current patrons here. Also be sure to watch my previous reviews of Resident Evil Revelations Collection, more specifically Revelations 2 for the Switch, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for the Nintendo Switch 2. See you all next time!
Oh shit!
Jill, what's wrong?
I found the target, but she's a zombie.
Isn't that always the case?